incorporate in anyone's life, to be able to take them to different neighborhoods,
Yes.
to be able to take them to different cultures. One of the things I always did with my children growing up is I would take them to any type of cultural event, just so that they could see how other people live.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to grow up in an area you guys would know, it's called Aventura.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't always Aventura. It used to be a black neighborhood, and it was a poor neighborhood. It's the only black neighborhood on this side of on the east side of Biscayne Boulevard
Very interesting.
Wow.
that had its own school system. And so I grew up in an environment where we didn't have much, but when they passed the Civil Rights Act and we got a chance to go to white schools, then it was a lot different. We were able to find out what the doctor's child thought, what the lawyer's child thought.
Right.
We were able to interact with them and go to some of their events. And when they weren't too afraid, they were allowed to come to our neighborhoods as well.
Wow.
So it was a different environment, but we learned the value of money. I mean, it wasn't, for me, it was never about the fact that I'm going to get this easy. No, I'm going to have to work for it. My dad got up 5 o'clock in the morning and went to work.
One thing, when you talk about different cultures, me with my family from Jamaica, I actually spent a lot of summers in Jamaica with my cousins. So that's where my shift happened. You know, it was 5 of us on one bed, and we had to walk to go down to a river to get a bucket to get water. You know, had to walk 2 miles in order to get to a store. Different things like that helped me to become more humble in terms of what I asked my parents for and what I really needed, because I knew people in my own family couldn't afford to turn on the lights, couldn't afford to get a hot meal some days, couldn't afford to have more than one room. You know, so when you're able to witness that on a personal level, I also think that's very, very important in terms of training your children to be humble, you know, volunteering and seeing the other side of money.
One of the things I would like to say is we make our children feel so privileged when we just give them things. They think that anything that they want, they can get it. Well, instead of allowing them to get the video game that they want, how about getting them a game that will help them learn something,
Right.
that would be able to allow them to appreciate life skills a lot more. We can't just always give them this privileged thought. And humility is a good thing, because it's like when you earn something, you know that what it took to get it. So if I go into the mall and my wife wants to spend $500 in